This is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Thursday was going to be my big me versus the world viewers day, and I set up a lobby and I had viewers joining me in Super Turbo, and the lobbies just stopped working after about an hour. They just completely crapped out and would not work anymore. Apparently the game is completely bugged, and everyone is complaining that game lobbies just don't work, and that the game is broken, which is sad. I mean, let's face it, making a lobby in a fighting game and playing with people is one of the main attractions of a fighting game. Not everyone just wants to jump online and play randoms in, you know, either casual or ranked matches. A lot of people want to play with their friends or other people, and apparently you can't do that in this game because it is broken right now, which is pretty unfortunate.
You gotta listen to me and not listen to the people who spin what I say.
But sadly, until Capcom decides that they feel like this game is enough of a priority to fix, it looks like I can't really do, you know, lobbies with anybody. And it's pretty sad because I get the feeling Capcom will not take it as a priority.
I myself am a former pro fighting game player.
My history of Street Fighter series, which I started on Friday. By the way, I would like to say thanks to anyone who was here Friday for that stream or who checked out the videos on demand on YouTube on DsPgaming. It's a very different series than what I'm used to doing.
Overall, the feedback I've gotten has been widely received as positive, but it doesn't seem like many people are really watching it on YouTube. Views. I don't want to be Mr. Views. Wah, I'm not making ad revenue. Wah. On the stream was pretty good. Okay. But on demand on YouTube, it seems like people are just kind of ignoring the series. It is what it is, you know. Sometimes people give yourself attention, sometimes they don't. My bank account empties completely, all right? And that's what's happening right now. My bank account is being completely drained. I'm nervous. I'm nervous every month, first of all. But I'm nervous in particular this month because things are very tight. Just it was in late April, I had to pay my federal taxes. And since things have been slow earlier this year on YouTube, it's not like I had an abundance of money. So I've been very tight on money for the past 2 months. The good news is May was an outstanding month. May was really good. It was the best month of the year, both on Twitch and YouTube. Everything went really well. So I can't complain whatsoever. However, I don't get paid for May until the summer. So right now, if you really want to help me, tipping is the best way because I get those funds right away. It's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong. I have no fucking self-control. Fuck you, you fucking greedy piece of shit. Go fuck yourself. It's like the biggest hypocritical thing on the planet. I mean, it's out of control. Dishonesty for me is a big thing. It's like the ultimate betrayal. You know what I mean? AES has cheered, and he says, what is an acceptable way to use projectiles in a fighting game? How do you avoid being called cheap or a spammer?
Projectile spam would be, oh, I've got a Kuma, and I'm just going to jump back and forth throwing air fireballs the whole round because I know it's incredibly overpowered. And, you know, Akuma is so unfair in this game. There's no real way to counter it. So I'm just going to willy-nilly just throw fucking hundreds of fireballs with no actual timing, no skill or actual patience or anything. You know, I'm just going to do it. And I still win because online there's lag and there's no real way to counter this, right? That's projectile spam. You know, it's very different from, I'll say the other day I was playing 1 or 2 Ryus in Super Turbo. And they knew what they were doing. They were doing a mid-range projectile game where every time I got in the corner, that was it. The game's over because they know how to time their projectiles properly. That you cannot jump out. If you jump, they're going to anti-air or you know, sweep you. So you can't ever jump over them. All you could really do is try to counter them with your own projectile. But if you're a charge character, like for example my DJ, you lose charge. You do one fireball, now you can't counter the next one. You know, that's not spam. That's an intentional mid-range gameplay. So, yeah, honestly, to the naked eye, it's hard to tell. To the naked eye, oh, someone's throwing a projectile, that's projectile spam. No, that's not the case. But to a trained eye, someone who knows a game at a competitive level, it's a lot easier to tell the difference. So, it's more on a case-by-case basis. I could definitely, you know, if we're playing and some guy's just standing back throwing fireballs the entirety of the round, that's spam. If there's a guy who's doing it, but then he's mixing it up, he's trying to keep you at bay, and he's, you know, doing a strategy, that's different, okay? And again, very hard to explain and even hard to tell just by looking at it. I can tell you on the fly how stuff works, but in particular, the problem with Super Turbo in this collection is it runs too fast. It's the wrong game speed. And by the way, it's not just me saying that. Other pros like Alex Valle have confirmed it. And that means the game cannot be played properly. Like, characters like Ryu or Old Sagat end up being incredibly better because they, on reaction, can just do their rounded motion moves like Dragon Punches or Fireballs, while other characters who are charge characters are at a massive disadvantage because, number one, their charge times have been dramatically reduced, and you don't know the proper timing to actually get your charge move. Sometimes you can get it faster, but you don't know that. Number two, it's incredibly hard to do anything on reaction with a charge move because, again, the charge times have been changed, so you have to, like, know, oh, okay, I can do it now, but not now, versus these other characters, you can just do a rounded motion at any point, and the move comes out no matter what. So basically, charge characters suck in Super Turbo, and it makes it so that characters like Ryu are incredibly good. So that sucks, because when it comes to projectile spam, you're going to see a lot of people like using Old Sagat and Ryu just doing fireball, 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 fireball. Like, what the fuck? I can't do anything about it because the game's running so fast. You know, I can't even get a charge to counter this shit.
Any moment, I can pick up a controller, and I can play any game at professional level.
And that's sad, but there you go. I mean, like I said, once we get more information on if and when they're going to fix the game, once the game gets played more, maybe I'll find a way around it. But for now, you know, fireball spam is not that big of a deal, but I'll definitely, when I play the game, you know, online, I'll tell you the difference when we see it, okay? Shout out to my mom. I don't know why this guy spells his name like that. It's pretty funny. He's probably supposed to be, oh, Phil said his mom or something, right? He says, so I was hoping to see you slap Low Tier God's ass in Super Turbo when the online lobbies were finally fixed, but I heard rumors he got scared and backed out. Can you confirm this? I have no idea.
He's fucking black.
Keep saying black. Come on, pull out your motherfucking lotion and stroke your e-cock, bitch.
Fuck out of my face, asshole.
Fucking bitch-ass motherfucker. This motherfucker's just fucking sitting there, dude.
You guys suck shit, and it's a laggy fucking connection. You can see jumping all over the place. Fuck you.
Fucking fat-ass, no-brain fuck.
Look at that! How am I supposed to react to that? On my screen, it wasn't even next to me. Oh, couldn't block! Yes! Literally hit me 100 times when I was doing absolutely nothing.
Get the fuck out of here, bitch.
Laggy as fuck. The guy gets to jump through everything. Fuck that.
Get the fuck out of here.
I will beat the shit out of him. Because that's how serious I am about it.
This motherfucking trash, dude. Fucking sorry-ass motherfucker.
What? Awful. The guy was terrible, and he fucking beat me because the netcode is fucking shit.
Get that ass down, you worthless specimen.
As you guys know, I don't watch anyone else's streams. I know nothing about anything. So I have no idea. Here's the deal. Here's what happened. Last week, before I attempted to play with people in lobbies, so this was like Wednesday night, I challenged Low Tier God to both Online Super Turbo and Hyper Fight. Not Hyper Fighting, excuse me. Online Super Turbo and Third Strike. And then I said if he wants to play Hyper Fighting or Alpha 3, that's fine, but I'm not very good at Alpha 3 at all, you know. And I pretty much figured he didn't know how to play Hyper Fighting. So I made this public challenge on Twitter. It got over 200, you know, likes and tweets and everything. People were going nuts for it. He apparently accepted. He said, all right, I'll DM you tomorrow, and we'll talk about it, all right? Okay. Well, Thursday came and went, Friday came and went, Saturday came and went. No DM, nothing from this guy, all right? I don't watch his streams. I don't know if and what he said about it at all. I have no idea. But I haven't heard from him. Now, in the meantime, from when all that happened, I went on Thursday to play with viewers and found out lobbies don't even work. The lobby system is busted and doesn't work. So even if I wanted to set up, something with him, I don't even know if it would work. Like, we say, oh, all right, this date and time, we go to set up a lobby, the fucking thing just doesn't work, it doesn't load and crashes, it's a waste of everyone's time, right? So in essence, whether or not he actually does want to do it or not, it's impossible right now because the lobby system doesn't work in the game. You know, so it's kind of a moot point. It would have been one thing if, you know, he had accepted, and then we went to do it and he backs out. It doesn't even matter. We can't even do it anyway. So, quite frankly, I don't even really care whether or not he's backed out or not, because we can't even play. You know, it'd be one thing, again, if we had this big hype event we set up and we were both talking about it a lot, and everyone was hyped for it and excited, and then we go to do it and he backs out. That's not what happened. What happened is he basically said, I'll message you about it, we'll talk about it. He didn't message me, and then I found out the lobby system didn't work anyway. So to me, it's kind of like, damn, you know, I tried, guys. I tried to do something fun with the collection and build up a little bit of hype for it and get you guys excited for a match you guys probably wanted to see for a while. But it seems to me like it's not going to happen because the game doesn't work, right?
Even if we wanted to do it, the game doesn't work. So it's kind of
like, damn, you know, boy did Capcom kill any kind of hype they could have created for this collection by making a non-fucking functional game. You know what I mean?
Stop being a drama queen. Over-dramatic, drama queen, toxic. This person did nothing. All they did was create kiddie drama for little kids, and you bought into it. You know what I mean?
You just gotta shrug and say, it is what it is. This is modern Capcom. This is literally what Capcom has come to. How do I find a way to nickel and dime the consumer? How do I find a way to take your money and basically laugh about it and not really do anything, you know, to put out quality content anymore? They haven't done so in a while. And I just gotta kind of shrug and say, they got me again. Right? They got me again, man. They got me with Ultra Street Fighter 2. They got me with the collection. Being a fan of classic Street Fighter, it's been pretty rough these last few years. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm pretty beat up by Capcom. It's kind of hard to be an ongoing fan of a company when they basically mistreat their customers left and right. And then they wonder why they have a bad rep. I mean, gee, I wonder why. But anyway, my mom, there you go. There's no way, even if Low Tier God backed out or not, there's no way we could have done it anyway. So it's really not really that big of a concern for me. Party Buck Charity said, man, DSP versus Low Tier God would be legendary and go down in history. I mean, it probably would. You know, people, sadly, who have misconceptions about me and hate my guts. Mostly they don't even watch my streams, because if they do, they realize I'm not the person who everyone says I am, for people who hate me with all the slander and shit.
I know nothing about Low Tier God. I couldn't tell you about the guy at all. That's 100% a lie. I'm good at lying.
But people have wanted us to either do something involving each other or playing each other for a while. Just sadly, there's no opportunity. Like, he plays Street Fighter 5, I don't. You know, I'm not going to play him in a game I don't play. What's the fucking point? He's going to win 100%. It's a waste of time, right? Finally, this collection seemed like it might have been the opportunity to do something where he's good at Third Strike, I'm good at Super Turbo, we have fun doing it, and then the collection fucking fails. It's like, really? You know, so I agree, more than likely, people probably would have found it hype, but at this point, it looks like it's dead in the water, and it's Capcom's fault.
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
Shout out to Hardy Buck. He says, not a troll question, but what happened to the Patreon plants? Are they alive? Well, a couple updates on that. The spider plant I had to get rid of last year. I actually told you guys about this. Some fucking actual spiders hatched in the spider plant. Some fucking spider apparently laid eggs in the spider plant, and one morning I woke up to water, I look, and there's a giant, like, web on it. I'm like, what is this? And I look, there's microscopic baby spiders on the fucking thing. So I had to throw it into my garage, spray the fuck out of it with bug spray, and kill it and get rid of it. That's been gone since last year, okay? Another plant that I have is called the snake plant, or I think it was like the mother-in-law's tongue, which is a very insulting name for it, in my opinion. Sadly, it didn't work out, and here's why. I wanted to have it upstairs, in my upstairs hallway, but my upstairs hallway gets 0% sunlight. There's no windows in the upstairs hall. So this plant survived, I'd say, probably 6 to 8 months, and then it started to die because it wasn't getting natural sunlight. I just didn't have anywhere else to put it. Already at my back door, I had another plant, and I was like, well, I don't know what to do, and then it started dying, so it ended up getting rid of that one, okay? I do still have my bamboo, and I do still have my Madagascar dragon tree. Although it's hilarious because people say they're Patreon plants. Patreon did not pay for these plants. I don't know what impression people got that Patreon paid for the plants. It didn't.
Silver-tongued talker, right? Oh, I'm just going to say it one way, and hopefully you'll believe it, even though that's not the truth. And that's literally what's happening here. The guy's a liar. The guy's a fucking blatant liar and lying to everyone. But people are believing it because they don't know any better.
People are just stupid and make shit up. Oh my god, Phil spent money on plants? He spent Patreon dollars on plants. No, in reality, I charged it like I do with everything else because I don't have any money. If I'm going to buy something, I charge it to a charge card. But, yeah, I have one major plant left, the Madagascar dragon tree. That's doing fine. That's at the back door of my place, and it gets lots of sun, and it's fine, you know. It just sucked that the spider plant was doing fine, too, until fucking spiders hatched in the fucking thing. Really, in reality, it was only the snake plant that really had a bad time, so. Johnny Source Rex Charity said, would you ever have a drink with a fan?
Excuse me. Chances are if a fan runs into me on a day off, I'm very busy, but I'm always happy. I've always been happy to shake a hand, take a picture, whatever. You know, I know you're lying. Have a quick conversation. I'm totally cool with that. I'm not the kind of snooty person that would ignore someone in real life, or blow them off and say I'm too busy, or, oh, the paparazzi, oh. I'm not like that at all. You know, I see myself as just a normal person. I'm flattered that anyone would ever care to want a picture with me or whatever. I think that's kind of silly in my opinion, because I don't see myself as an e-celebrity or anything. I just see myself as a normal guy who plays games on the internet. Listen, I know that that's a little bit hypocritical, but that being said, I've never really had like a fan just ask me, oh, would you like to have a drink or whatever in person? I've had a few people say, oh, Phil, I'm going to be in this Seattle area this date. would you like to have a drink or whatever? I'm like, usually I say, no, I'm sorry, I just don't have time. Very, very, very hypocritical. You know, I'm constantly working when I'm not. It's my very little bit of time off to spend with my significant other, and that's what that is. I'm not gonna, you know, cut now into that already small amount of time to try to set up drinks and stuff with people. See what I mean? So, even though I appreciate the sentiment of people who may want to hang out with me, and there really is little to no opportunity to do so. You know, just real talk. My lifestyle is just very busy. What? What? What?
Shout out to the Honest Troll. He says, great seeing the Side Men. Don't know who the hell that is. Raise money for charity yesterday. If you ever get out of your financial quandary, I don't think that's how you spell it. I think you use an extra A there. But he says, would you ever do a charity stream or event, maybe an anti-bullying foundation? I wanted to do a charity event. It was actually, you guys, I've talked about this a few times. It was a few years ago. I actually had one planned. I had a foundation I was going to do it for. I had one or two people who were other YouTubers / streamers who were actually going to appear during this event. I just didn't talk about it at all because I was afraid that if I did, that people would try to ruin it. In fact, I knew a few people who had done charity events who basically had been DDoS attacked and stuff like that. So I didn't want to reveal it was going to happen until like the last minute. And as I was planning this, that was the summer when everyone fucked with me. Where, you know, false copyright strikes, mass slander against me, everything at once. So basically, a charity event that I had planned on for like 2 months and had everything organized and ready to go, I just canceled the whole fucking thing because I was like, there's no point. If I do it now, there's so many people being nasty to me, you know they're going to ruin it. So I'll just save it up for a time if and when, you know, it may be a better idea.
He was the guy that got caught masturbating in front of children.
It's the guy watching his Twitch.
Is that really him? Is he the one that got caught, Matt?
Yes!
I still dabble from time to time with the idea of a charity event. I do. The problem is I just get the feeling that if I were to try to do a charity event, there'd be so many nasty people trying to ruin it that it may just be more of a waste of time. I would say more harm than good. No, because it won't harm anything. But it may just be a waste of time where a lot of time and effort goes into something to be well-intentioned, you know, and then it gets ruined by assholes finding every possible way to fuck with it, you know. You know, if I did a charity event, people would come spam the stream chat, you know, constantly to make it bad. You know, people would try to do things with Twitch and YouTube, you know. They would do all these things to try to fuck with me, to make it not work. And why? I don't know. You tell me. If it's a well-intentioned event where I'm just trying to raise funds for charity, why would they do that? I don't know, but they do on a regular basis. They fuck with me, you know. So it is what it is. It sucks, but you know, people might say, well, that's just you. It's not even just me. Like years ago, the Creatures, before they even broke up, did a charity event, and out of nowhere, some asshole DDoS attacked them constantly during the event and ruined it. So they kept going offline. They couldn't constantly keep the event online. It's like, what the fuck? People are just sick, man. I don't even know what to say. They just are. You know what's hilarious to me? When I see a message, I just gotta call this out, and I'm not trying to embarrass this person, but they're being a negative jerk in the stream chat. I just gotta call out how some people are so ignorant. So, Deadballs85 just said, I thought your taxes were done. You said they were done. You're a liar.
I'm good at lying.
So, here's someone who obviously doesn't understand how taxes work at all. Basically, probably a child or a teenager who has no actual concept of financial responsibility whatsoever and thinks that, like, taxes are something that just end. You pay them and they're gone. No. Especially when you're self-employed. Taxes are always something that are happening. You always owe them. Every dollar that I make, a third goes to the government. Like, no lie, that's how it works. So I hear a message like that, somebody being a nasty jerk to me in the stream chat, and I just gotta shake my head and kind of shrug my shoulders and say, you gotta realize that a lot of the viewer base are people who are younger.
And I'm not a children's entertainer.
People who just don't understand adult responsibility. They think that, like, you know, oh, Phil just makes money hand over fist, and, you know, he pays his taxes once a year, that's it. It's not how it works. It's not how life works. When you're an adult, these are always things that are a concern. These are things that are always on my mind and things that are always affecting me. Being self-employed just makes it worse. And right now I'm behind on taxes. Real talk, right now I'm behind. I'm supposed to owe my second tax payment, federal tax payment for the year by the middle of June. I don't have the money. That's 2 tax payments I'm behind already, federally. That's not good. That's really bad. And what I need to do now is for the rest of the year, I'm going to be playing catch-up. All the work that I do between now and the end of 2018, any money I earn, that's, oh wow, Phil had a good month, that money goes to taxes. You know, I'm already behind on taxes by thousands and thousands of dollars. And if I want to keep my house, I have to find a way to pay these taxes by next year. You know? So, there you go, you know. It's always a concern. It's always something that's on my mind. And it sucks that that's the situation I'm in, but being self-employed, you know, really, I was fine. I never had a problem with my taxes whatsoever till last year when I found out I owed these back state taxes. And it's been a rigmarole since then. Like, late last year was a nightmare. This year so far has been a nightmare. Finally, I can tell you this month I'm taking care of the back state tax situation to the point where it'll be done. And I can wash my hands of it. But now I'm behind on federal taxes because I was dealing with the state taxes. So, that's how the system works. And until finally I get consistently great performance on stream and on YouTube where I'm making a little bit of extra money every month that could go towards those taxes, I'm always going to be in this kind of crappy situation. You see what I mean? It is what it is, guys. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, just responding to a really silly message in the stream chat. Alright.
It's still 100% hypocritical. He is a hypocrite for saying the stuff he said, okay? YOLO Dauber cheered and asked a really silly question about payment plans for federal taxes and deductions about utilities. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not even going to get into that now because it's neither here nor there. You know, I got a long ways to go before I'm officially big behind on taxes, so we're going to see how this year goes. I hope things go well this year. If things go well, like I said, on stream and YouTube, then I'm fine. But if they don't, then I'm in a pickle come 2019, so we'll see. But all that matters is what I think. Last week, after playing the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection for 2 days, I laid out a challenge to lowtiergod.
I was still waiting for him to message me on Twitter, DM me, whatever you want to say, to talk to him about it and get details, and he never did. And that's the bottom line. That's the end of the story. Nothing else has happened since then. I waited for his DM on Thursday. I played a set. The lobbies didn't work, and I was like, I guess we're probably not playing because the lobbies don't work, but let's hear from him. He never DM'd me. And that's the end of it. And that's all I know. I never said yes or no, I'm doing this challenge. I laid out the challenge to him. He seemed to accept, and we never set it up because he never DM'd me like he said he was going to. And that's it. So if this guy ever DMs me and says, oh, I'm interested in doing it, then maybe we'll talk more details, but I'm not going to put it into my schedule for this week. The guy said he would do something he didn't do.
Maybe he has these grand plans to make dramatic videos about it and claim all kinds of bullshit about me or whatever. People were coming into my stream today and saying, you backed out. I'm like, what? I back out of anything. I never backed out of a damn thing. He never messaged me like he said he was going to. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here. It's not a big deal for me whether I play the guy or not. I just thought it would be something fun for our audiences to have a little crossover or whatever. And it was friendly and it was respectful. You know, it wasn't like we were sitting there insulting each other or whatever. Just, this will be a cool little mini event, you know, for a little bit of hype and a little bit of attention based off of a collection that really will have hype for a week and then die out anyway, you know?
And that's that. That's where it is right now, guys. I'm still waiting for a DM. If I never get one, I never get one. I've heard absolutely nothing to the contrary that anything else has happened. And if you hear anything else from anyone, including lowtiergod, it's bullshit. That's all that's happened. That's it. I've just been waiting for a DM, never got one. So, if and when maybe I finally get one, great. If not, I don't care. I've got my own schedule laid out for this week, as you guys just heard, and I'm busy enough, so it is what it is. Oh well, I tried. Guys. I tried to do something fun and different. Whether or not, you know, what happened, I have no idea, because I was not apparently notified or involved in this decision whatsoever. I would have went forward with my challenge, but I guess sometimes things just don't work out. I don't know what else to say. Alright. There you go. So, Elephant is now out of the room. I now kicked its ass right out of the room. Alright.
I got the chair. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a racist. Phil's a scammer. DSP's a pedophile. DSP is a thief. DSP is a greedy fuck.
This guy's a bitch.
I have a micro penis. Alright, I'm not dead, but I swear to God I wish I fucking was.